Hello again, it's me Götz here in Cebu City, and today I've got a topic that's probably messed with most of our heads at one point or another. You know that feeling of uncertainty when you're getting to know someone new, right? And this is especially true when it comes to relationships with younger women from Asia, or let's say financially challenged countries, to keep it politically correct. Don't for a second think that we, especially us older guys, are somehow immune to self-doubt. Nope, far from it. So I want to share some nuggets of wisdom I've picked up in my nearly 60 years on this earth. Trust me, in the years I've lived in the Philippines and the many years I'm now running my YouTube channels, I've heard a lot. Emails, comments, I've got a heap of it. We've got our worries, don't we? And let me tell you, they're far from laughable. They're real and totally understandable. What I've noticed is that many of us, especially those coming from the Western world, share pretty similar concerns. Sure, not everything applies to everyone. We've all got our unique stories, but a lot of the fears and doubts can be boiled down to a handful of key issues. So how about we dig a bit deeper in this video? Let's see if we can't tackle some of these worries that are keeping you up at night. What do you think? Now, the elephant in the room that we all see is the fear that love in a foreign land might go sideways, turn into a full-blown fiasco. There are always those guys in your circle, sometimes even good friends, who've had their own experiences and often not the best ones. They know someone who knows someone else who's shared their tales of woe. And some will even flat out ask you, why don't you just find someone back in your home country? This can go as far as them accusing you of wanting a mail-order bride, or that you've got some strange penchant for young women from Asia. And all this beating around the bush and the constant doubts from others can really get stuck in your head. You start to question yourself and wonder if maybe there isn't a grain of truth in what others are saying. But let's cut to the chase here. What you're after is something you haven't found in your own country yet. Maybe you feel overlooked, or maybe you feel that the legal system really did you dirty in a case of breakup. You're looking for something real, based on respect and appreciation. You're like a ship without a harbor, drawn to the idea of dropping anchor with a woman who still has traditional values. Honestly, that's the journey a lot of us can relate to. And who's to say it's not the right path for you? You should never let other people's opinions steer you away from your goals, especially when it comes to something this personal. So you've taken the plunge into uncertainty, fully aware of the risk. And risks, well, they naturally lead to fears. Questions start buzzing in your head. Is her interest in you or your bank account? Is this whole thing just a money-making scheme for her or her family? And here's the real kicker. What happens if you invest your heart and finances into a shared future and it all goes belly up? These aren't trivial concerns, folks. And as I spell this out, I can feel goosebumps spreading on my own skin. Alright, let's go down to brass tacks here. In every relationship, both emotional and financial factors play a role. Who am I to judge? But let's not kid ourselves. Financial considerations often come into play when dating women from less affluent countries. And that's totally fine. Knowledge is power, and knowing the risks help you navigate them better. And then there's the inescapable truth of getting older. Of course you're gonna worry about how you look, especially when younger women are involved. Time waits for no one, my friend. And it's totally normal to be concerned about physical attraction, no matter where you're from. Nobody wants to look like they're at the bottom of the barrel or feel like they've just stepped out of a bad caricature. So yeah, the worries are real and they come in all shapes and sizes. Being aware of these fears and taking them seriously lets you make at least semi-informed decisions, and who knows, that could be the very key to finding what you're actually after. The good news, especially in the Philippines, there's a real appreciation for aging gracefully, and many women find older men attractive. Yeah, it's kinda counterintuitive, especially if you come from a culture where age gaps can be a big deal. But as you age, it ain't just about the looks, there's more to the story. There's this other can of worms, bedroom performance. I'm talking about the self-imposed pressure to give your partner an unforgettable experience. That's like the sword of Damocles hanging over your own head. You want to be a legend in her eyes, but at the same time you're scared you'll end up as a bad joke she shares with her friends. So let's get real for a second. You're chock full of fears and worries, man, but hey, you're not alone in this. I can assure you that much. The quicker you own up to these anxieties and recognize them as your reality, the better off you'll be. Trust me, in a relationship that's supposed to be rock solid, airing out out these issues is a must-do. You'll find it super freeing to just chat about it, and best case scenario, even get a good laugh in together. Now, while we're on the subject of relationships, the list of concerns doesn't just magically end, especially not when you're getting into it with a Filipina and there's a significant age gap in the mix. That could totally sap your energy and get you down if you don't play your cards right. And just so you know, I've only scratched the surface here, but you and I know both, there are way deeper fears lurking in the recess of your mind. Worries about cheating, unspoken secrets from the past, all that jazz. But when you look at it with a clear head, these are topics that gotta come up sooner or later. Issues you should tackle together before they become this Damocles sword hanging over your relationship. And the plot thickens again. Let's just ratchet up the worry meter a bit more, so you're pondering taking your Filipina back to your homeland. Talk about your stress levels going through the roof now. It's kinda plopping her into a high-class mall while salesmen buzz around her in the dealerships. You can't help but wonder how she'll react to all these new opportunities. The whole westernization thing starts creeping into your thoughts, and you might even sneak a nervous peek at divorce statistics. But let's say you both took the plunge, swapped rings, and everything's looking peachy. Trust me, the worries don't just pack up and leave. You start to wonder if down the line, when you're both not spring chickens anymore, she'll still be sticking around. I mean, nobody wants to spend their twilight years flying solo, right? So it's no exaggeration when you say you want to take your sweet time choosing a partner. A wise decision has got to be well thought out, especially when we're talking till death do us part kind of stakes. But wait, there's more. What about when kids come into the picture? Are you confident you can be the cool dad guiding those little rascals through life? Look, I can't make all those worries disappear, that's for sure. But what I can tell you from my own playbook is that having a Filipina by your side really ups your chances of scoring an amazing life partner and a loyal companion as the years roll on. And let's get one thing straight. Not every Filipina is just out to snag your wallet. Trust me, going in with that kind of mindset is a trust killer from the get-go. And without trust, any relationship's doomed. Solid relationships are built on trust, and I sincerely hope you land yourself one of those. So step back from those fears a bit, would you? Take a step back, look at things with a clear head and chill. And hey, if there are other worries I haven't touched on here, feel free to spill the beans in the comments. And one last thing before we wrap up. Think of me as your virtual bartender. I listen to you, serve up some nuggets of wisdom, and dish out some interesting content. What do I hope to get in return? A little recognition wouldn't hurt. A like, a subscription, maybe even sharing this video with your buddies. Takes no more than 10 seconds of your time, but it makes a world of difference for me. And if you're digging the service, why not leave a little tip? I've just rolled out this new channel membership thing. Cost you less than $3 a month. Or hit up my PayPal, you'll find the link right below the video. Or at least while you're here, feel free to check out my other videos. For now, until next time, I say again, take care, bye bye from Cebu.